WLAW Lawton Fort Sill, KLAW 101, direct from the Easy Go Studios in downtown Lawton.
It's now time for the J&J Burke Home Show on KLAW 101. For the next 30 minutes, you'll hear information that will save you money around your house. With your hosts, Eric Sherem and Jay Burke.
And good morning, Southwest Oklahoma. Do you see what's out right now? I mean, can you believe it? After about 3-4 day hiatus of clouds and rain, it's the sun. Look, it's the sun.
Can you imagine?
And we're supposed to see it throughout the weekend, so enjoy your Saturday, Sunday. In fact, actually into Monday and Tuesday, there's no mention of rain at all.
Well, like 3 or 4 days in a row.
And, usually when we get to June, that's really when it starts to happen. And I know, don't wish for it too soon, because now the heat's here and someone's going to turn the heater on and then walk away from it.
I've been out walking neighborhoods, and I'm going to explain it. I have never seen the biggest mosquitoes in my life.
Wow.
I mean, they look like horse flies. I mean, they land on you, and the bugs. I mean, just the bugs. The littlest bitty bug. I don't know what they call those bugs. They're the smallest bugs in the world, but they just bite you. Me and my daughter were walking across the street from where you live in a neighborhood yesterday, and they were just swarming us no matter where we went. And I thought, this is going to be one of those summers that the bugs are going to be out.
My biology teacher, actually in 8th grade, told me what kind of bugs those were.
Oh, what are they?
The ones that go around rotten meat. I said, what kind of bug is this? The one that rotten meat attracts.
It's going to be one of those kind of shows.
No, huh? It is. But good to have you here, of course, to start the weekend, a Saturday, with a smile to know that we're going to dry out a little bit. But the only bad news is it just means yard work. Now, I noticed about Wednesday, I'm saying the grass is already needing it, and I can't get to it until today, something like that.
Well, I've even had neighbors say to me, is there a way I'm going to vote for you, but is there a way that you can control the rabbits?
Oh,
we've been overrun with rabbits lately.
A couple of years ago, it was like that too. I noticed that.
There's the cutest little things, but I think they eat up everybody's
gardens. Yeah,
just totally wipe them out. So,
well, they got plenty to eat. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
The vegetation's up and very green, and we're going to talk about, of course, what you've got going. Before we start, as far as our breakdown for this morning's show. We've been always updating you where the rebates are, because there was 3 different kind of the word rebate from us, from CenterPoint Energy, from AEP or, PSO, what we know for our electric provider, and then also Lennox was providing those. Now, we knew that the electric went away for a while and said that may come back and we don't know how much, may come back in August. That's still the same?
They're telling us maybe July 1.
Oh, maybe move that up
maybe
a little bit.
Move it up
have
a little
some money.
Bit. Yes,
okay.
Yes, they're having so many people request, and like I said, we've got a list of people that are already wanting that money again. So they're telling us that could be a possibility, that July 1 would be the time. So if you are considering that you want to upgrade or you're needing to upgrade, please call us so that we can get out there and look at your house and get you on the list, so that we can get, when it comes time to get the tester out there, to get Russell and the guys from Precise out there to test it, that we're ready. Because I don't know if everybody's doing what we're doing and having people ask us those questions every day. Hey, I'm going to update my unit. It's still running. I want to do all the upgrades, and here's what I think you can get. If the numbers stay the same, I believe that money won't last long.
Okay.
Not long at all.
Short-lived. And then who knows if it comes back in August or it's going to be away till next year of a thing.
Well, once it runs out this year, they won't start it back until the following January.
Okay.
So
all right.
It's a year-by-year allotment of money, and so they've got money for the next couple years after this, but you don't know.
This comes from them. So, where does the money come from? This is really their incentives, because they want.
It comes from the state of Oklahoma.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know, because didn't know where that come from.
The Corporation Commission, which sets the utility rates, actually went to them and said, "How do we save utilities statewide? Through PSO, through Oklahoma, ONG. I mean, no matter where you live in the state, there's different programs by different utilities. And we're lucky we have CenterPoint here, and we have PSO is pretty much our provider in Southwest Oklahoma. Unless you live out in the county, rural areas, sometimes it's Cotton Electric. But it depends on what utility is, how much rebates they give, and what they're willing to do. Some do not much at all, and some, like PSO, up to $5,000. So
the state's investment is in this to make it where it's not so high. I was curious, because you said other states aren't even doing this or providing that. So what makes Oklahoma different in that way?
Well, I think they're kind of being thinking ahead, because the thought was we don't want to have to build new power plants and upgrade the grids,
because that would be into the
millions and billions.
No.
And they said, can we put this off 10 years? Can we put it off 15 years before we have to build some major power plant to help service Southwest Oklahoma, a bigger way of providing utilities? Can we cut 25%? That was their goal. Can we cut 25% off the utilities off every home and every business? Can we cut those utilities? And we've been able, I believe the number now is somewhere around 35% is what they've been able to cut from every home that they've done. That's the average. And so we've had homes that we've cut 60% utilities off their bills.
Wow.
Yeah. And so people are like, you've got to be kidding me.
More than half. I mean, I'm just trying to spend that money now. Where can I put that money to go somewhere else?
And wouldn't you rather just after a while, that's true savings. That stays in your pocket. You're no longer paying the utility provider for that money. Now, the Corporation Commission, the good thing about it is they give them the money and they tell them how do you, and it's a guaranteed payback. It's not one of those things of where Jay comes out and says, "Oh, Eric, you're going to get, you're going to save 22% or 35% or 60%." We've gone to some houses back in the day, just a few years ago, where I'd be against bidding against someone, and the homeowner would say, "Well, the guy told me I'm going to save 100% of my utilities from compared to." I'm not kidding, 100%. And I said, "You're not going to get a bill." That's what I said. And people were just saying whatever. The heat and air guys were just saying whatever. And so now with this program, because they give you the befores, what your utility bills are now, gas, electric, or if you're total electric, they give you a synopsis of what your bills are. They go look up your past 12 months utility bills. Then they give you what rebates, what things are available to you, what things you can do to upgrade. And then at the end of that, when we get finished doing the work, they give you a test out basically, which says this is how much you should save. And I'm telling you, Eric, it's been easily between 30 and 60% on every house. And some people, and not only the savings, but the true feeling of cool inside your house and heating and not losing the energy, and thinking to yourself, all these years I've been losing that energy. And
well, like you said, we didn't really pay as much attention to it. I guess maybe I can relate that into, remember back in the 70s where everybody had very large, oversized cars. Well, because gas was so cheap. You didn't have to worry about efficiency with cars because, everybody, an Impala back in 1978 is not the Impala today. No. You could load up the family, the dog, and everybody and the neighbors and still have trunk room, because it was literally the Titanic, and so then we changed. And so, it's as far as gas came up, and we had to get smaller and more aerodynamic. So I understand that maybe that technology is just advanced from what we expect with heat. And we talked about last week about the vents, how that's the whirlybirds, all that's changed, different technologies, so how it can be better efficient. We talked last week about the proper insulation. No one really talked about it. Well, there's insulation in my attic that was put up 30 years ago when I bought the house, and totally different today. So I think once we get educated in that and we kind of shore things up and we kind of tighten these things up a little bit, we'll see the differences. Now, we talked about AEP. What about CenterPoint Energy?
CenterPoint, the rebates are still there.
Still active?
Up to $2,000 if you change, from electric heat back to gas, and they'll actually bring the meter to your house, so there's no cost to you.
Oh, that's nice.
And that's what they're doing in new neighborhoods. And they now they take responsibility for the yard lines. So there's no reason, and my plumber friends don't love this, but my dad was a plumber, so I know it. I can't tell you how many gas lines my dad made me trench the line for. In the hundreds. It was amazing. But now you don't have to worry about the yard line. People used to always say, I have a yard line and it has a leak, and I can't afford to spend $2,000 or $3,000 to repair that leak in my yard line. Don't worry about calling the plumber. Call CenterPoint Energy, and they will replace your yard line, bring the meter up next to your house for free. Don't pay to have someone bring fix your yard line. That's
good knowledge too, because a lot of people are just, I'm just going to convert to electric because I can't. It's more economical for me to do it that way. Okay, and then what about Lennox as far as their rebates?
Still has rebate. We still have rebates until June 20th.
So time's running out. We're already in the month of June.
It's called their spring savings. So we have up to $1,700 in rebates from Lennox, and they're instant as well. So there's a lot of good stuff out there for you to be able to get money off of helping getting your system updated and get something more efficient.
Okay, you used the word efficient. What's the big deal about efficient, and how efficient should I be? And let's have that conversation for a little bit.
Well, when I first started doing heating and air, and this is going to date me a while, but some 20 years ago, the efficiency rating was, and they call it everybody says, what is SEER? I think I go to somebody's house and they say,
oh yeah,
well, I've
something
heard
SEER.
What's a SEER? What exactly does that mean? Well, it's an energy efficiency ratio or rating that the federal government puts on heating and air systems. And so you can take an outdoor unit and match it with a different indoor unit and get a different efficiency. You can put a different evaporator coil in with a different unit to get a different efficiency. So we have a thing called HRI, which is basically an institute that we go in and we put in, okay, we're going to use this gas furnace, this coil, and this air conditioner. And the furnace has this motor in it. And so it already knows this. All this stuff's in its database. And this is nationwide. This is not something just for specific companies. No matter what system you buy, you should know what your SEER rating is. They should be able to give you a certificate. We run into
what is the significance of that? Why should we know that?
You really will know what your efficiency is. We have many companies out there that will actually tell you, hey, you bought a 15 or 18 SEER unit, and you come to find out, and we've pulled them up, and no, that's really a 10, and so the lower the number, the less efficient. The higher the number, the more efficient. Now, right now, the minimum you can buy, the minimum that they make, is a 14 SEER. Now, when I first started, like I said, the number was 4 to 6.
Really?
Yeah, that tells you.
Is that a window unit now?
Yeah, that's and I don't know if they even get that anymore.
Yeah, I get it.
But basically, they set that rating so that you will know how efficient, and it'll tell you what your payback is and how long it takes you to pay that back. Now, obviously, the higher the number, the more upfront cost you have. But
it's like automobiles, cars. I mean, what you're getting.
Yeah, but the quicker the payback. I mean, your payback is much faster. And so
that's interesting. I like the trade-offs there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you can go. Lennox has the most efficient air conditioner that's made on the market, and at 25 SEER. So that's the highest rated unit you can buy today. And they have the highest rated furnace you can buy at 98%. When we talk about furnace ratings, I try to explain it like this, that Lennox has a furnace that's a true 98% furnace. And basically, for every dollar you spend in gas, paying for your gas bill, 98 cents of it would heat your house and 2 cents would go up your vent pipe. Most units that we run in today that we're replacing are 60 or 80% furnaces. So you can see that you can save quite a bit of money. We're very blessed here in Southwest Oklahoma that we have low gas prices. Natural gas is a very cheap option and very safe option. Back in the day, people were concerned about gas furnaces. Oh, carbon monoxide, they're going to blow up. What happens if I have a leak? They've become so safe that has been something that's really been in the past, and how they're built. But with efficiencies, when you want a certificate, no matter who puts it in for you, if Jay Burke puts it in or Joe's Heating and Air puts it in, tell them you want that. It's called AHRI certificate. It's basically the certificate for your air conditioner, and it will tell you exactly what your rating is. Do it before you buy the unit. Get that certificate before you buy the unit. I've had many customers call me and say they promised me it was an 18 SEER, and we get out there and I can take those model numbers and serial numbers, put it in the computer, go to the ARI certificate website, put those numbers in, and it's a 14 SEER. And they've sold them a bag of goods, and it just makes the homeowner sick. Now they either have to take them to court, or and a lot of times that you can't find that guy anymore. He doesn't even answer his phone anymore. So don't get yourself in that mess. If you're going to pay for a high efficiency unit, make sure that you have that certificate that shows you that you're getting what you paid for. But like I say, the higher the efficiency, the more upfront money you pay, but the faster you get your payback on the utility bill.
In case we've gone too fast for someone, tell us again so I can write this down of what I need to ask for again.
It's an ARI certificate.
Okay, just an ARI certificate.
Yep. And so just say I want the certificate that shows my rating.
Okay.
With my furnace, and make
that's going to
sure
intimidate some because now you're an educated buyer, and that's what we want to be. I mean, you just want to ask the questions. These are not intimidating. These are not these are just laying out all the facts so I can make a good decision on my purchase.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we always say, when we're bidding a job, I tell people every day, we will compete with anyone matching apples to apples. If it's an 18 SEER, it's an 18 SEER, it's an 18 SEER.
Right.
May have a little different bells and whistles depending on what brand you buy, but honest to goodness, an 18 SEER efficient unit is an 18 SEER efficient unit is an 18 SEER unit. I mean, you can't get away from that. I mean, but guys would go out and say, it's an 18 SEER. Right. And so we've said they compare a lower price because it doesn't have the efficiency, and of course they're going to beat that because they're not as efficient. So you're not comparing the same apples to apples anymore. And we get some of these smaller communities outside of Lawton where they don't have to give those to you, and there's no city inspections. So you're out in the middle of in Elgin, and there's no city inspections. You're just taking their word for it. And so I think educating the public on get those certificates, make sure that they're right, ask for them. If you have questions, even if you're bought from somebody else and you have a question, call me. I'll look it up for you. I will tell you because you can look at your model numbers off each one of your units and say, Jay, will you look that up for me? I'd be more than happy to look it up and tell you exactly what your efficiency is and send you your certificate. But you're going to need that because right now there are even federal tax credits that are in play this year. They renewed them. So you can get, if you have a gas furnace, a 95% gas furnace, you get $150 federal tax credit. And you also get up to $300 on an air conditioner. So basically $450 tax credit with a gas furnace with an air conditioner, and you get up to $300 on a heat pump. So, there's some money there too, and it's true tax credits. So you actually get that, but you have to have those certificates. That's important. They're going to make you show them the certificate to your tax person, and when you do your taxes. So getting those ratings are very, very important.
You mentioned call me, so why don't you go ahead and give us your phone number, how we can call you direct?
Yep, it's 1-800-AIR-REPAIR or locally 354-0330.
I also want to throw in, too, which is really a nice added bonus, is, if I want you to come out and give me an estimate, it's not going to cost me anything. It's a free estimate from you.
Absolutely. We don't charge a thing for that, and we'll help evaluate your home through
Love that.
different testing.
It's a great service because, for us to come out, here's your cha-ching, here's your little service call that we're going to throw in there for an estimate.
Exactly. And I think a lot of times people think when we come out and talk to them about heating and air that the first thing they start thinking is, how in the world am I going to pay for this? I mean, they're no longer $3,000 systems or $2,500 system.
Right.
They're not cheap.
Well, with that, I think we're going to take a break and we're going to come back and talk about financing and financing options. Is it financing or financing?
I don't know.
It's
I'll
tomato,
let you.
tomato. I've said it both. I've heard a guy do a commercial say something APR financing, and then and come back at financing. Is available. So anyway, we'll talk about financing. 1-800-AIR-REPAIR is the phone number, and of course, give them a call for a free estimate today. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, Jay Burke here from J&J Burke Heating and Air. At J&J Burke, we've been helping you save money and have a more energy-efficient home with the Power Forward rebate program. Now, we can help you save even more. At J&J Burke, we've added rebates from CenterPoint Energy. Now, the combination of rebates from PSO and CenterPoint Energy could save you thousands on the purchase of the most energy-efficient heating and cooling systems available. If your energy bills are too high, and whose aren't, call J&J Burke and use the new PSO and CenterPoint Energy combined rebate program. J&J Burke is a 2014 PSO Partner of the Year for the entire state of Oklahoma. We are the best at getting you the rebates. So call us at 1-800-AIR-REPAIR or find us online at jjburk.com and learn how J&J Burke, PSO, and CenterPoint Energy can save you even more money now. I'm Jay Burke, and you can count on my company because you can count on me. Hi, I'm Jay Burke from J&J Burke Heating and Air. At J&J Burke, we just combined the rebates from PSO and CenterPoint Energy to save you thousands on the most energy-efficient systems available. J&J Burke is a 2014 PSO Partner of the Year for the entire state of Oklahoma. We are the best at getting you the rebates. So call us at 1-800-AIR-REPAIR or go to jjburk.com and learn how you could save thousands today. I'm Jay Burke, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
All right, we're back with the J&J Burke Home Show each and every Saturday morning from 9 until 9:30, bringing it to you from our downtown studios here at KLAW 101. Great opportunity to talk about financing. We talked about that before, and I think you're very wise to be realistic with people. You say that systems aren't, and people know that. And I think that's why there's that major pushback to say, well, I'm just going to run this until it goes into the ground, which, I'm basically going to run it until I walk in the door and it's 85 degrees in the house, and then I'm done. And then I have to do something. Well, we've talked about how you can avoid some of those things too. But let's take away some of the fear about the financing, because you guys understand that this is not just, hey, yeah, just go to the bank and write me a check. I mean, you may not have all of that at one time. So what is the solution for us?
Well, most of us don't have, 5,000, 8,000, whatever that number is.
In reserves, yeah.
It's hard to write that check. And
right.
and it, deletes my savings account totally, or, maybe I just don't have it. But we have companies that we use locally. We use Arvest Bank locally as well. They have done a great job on doing HVAC loans with us. And so we have that, but we also have different options as well, where we can get you 4.9% up to 120 months. Or you can go 6 months. And there's no early payoff fees. One of the things I was concerned with when I started talking about financing years ago was I didn't want my customers I wanted to take care of them. I didn't want them to have, if you pay it off early, you pay a penalty. We've heard those things where, you got to pay $1,000 to pay this off. No. We're with companies that if you pay it off early and you get a tax refund, you want to pay it off and save the interest, you pay it off early, there's no fees. The good thing I like about it is you can get payments down as low as $80 a month. And so you can borrow that money. It's easy application. I mean, they don't ask you to put up your firstborn and your cars and your home. They use your equipment that's in your home, that we put in your home, as collateral. So there's no other collateral put up. They don't put liens on your home. They don't do any of that sort of stuff. So you don't have to worry about, I've got all these liens that are going to show up on my home while I'm paying off my HVAC unit. And we also are able to finance in a lot of times hot water tanks that are upgraded, because CenterPoint, obviously does upgraded hot water tanks from tankless hot water tanks and things like that. We can add all of that in. If you need ductwork, if you need, whatever it is, if you need insulation, all that can be put into this loan to take care of making sure that you can get it done. And most people, most homes, we found save that amount of money in true savings in utility rates year round, enough to make the payment. So they're not really.
I mean, that is saying something.
It truly is. And we had people that have said, I not only saved money, but it actually gave me an extra 20.
Wow.
And so, I was shocked too.
Well, it just shows you how inefficient our homes are. And it goes back to the same things that we keep talking about, not maintaining properly, the insulation factor, the things that you're going to look at and also recommend. And you know what? When a utility bill comes in, no one argues it, because they shut you off when you don't pay it. So there's no negotiations with it. It's basically, here's what you owe. And, if you take that out of their hands, so to speak, by having the efficiency and having that kind of stuff, your bill is your bill. This is what you spent. It's like, having a water leak or having the back water to my faucet running, and it's just, I didn't know, and it was all going out in the ground. Well, they're going to say, well, we understand that, but, that all leaked out. That was usage, and, well, I didn't get anything out of it. Well, you fix that up. You shore these things up. And so for you to say that, what I can do by getting some of these systems and have what I save pay for itself, then really the question is, then why am I not doing it?
Yeah. And you don't have to buy it, even to qualify for most of these rebates. You don't have to buy the highest end of piece of equipment to get the rebates.
Okay,
PSO, and they were not saying, you gotta buy the best, baby, or you're not going to get anything. And,
right.
And in past, that was the way the programs worked. The efficiencies were so high, people said, well, oh my gosh,
then no one could really take advantage of it.
What's the savings in that? My payment's $300 a month and I'm saving $100. Wow, thanks. Well, now it's different. I mean, they truly have made it where it's a true savings, and I think they've made it reasonable. And like I say, we've been able to help people save money, and a lot of people call me and say, and this is a quick buying tip. A lot of people have called me and said, and recently, hey Jay, they sell units at the Home Depot, or they sell units at Lowe's, or I could buy it online. I can't tell you how many people that we've had to go to their homes and fix somebody that bought their own system and had Joe's Heating and Air go put it in, and it now's under warranty, and they don't come back. I'm telling you, it has been and I know people think they're making a deal. Okay, I made a deal. I saved $800 because I went and got one from a big box store. Big box stores don't install heating and air. They hire Joe's Heating and Air, who may or may not be reputable, who may or may not do a good job, and he comes and he puts it in.
May or not be from here.
And he may or may not be here tomorrow. And your warranty is only as good as the people that put it in. And so they may warranty the part, but they never warranty the labor from those big box stores. And they don't keep any of those parts in stock. So it's not like you're going to be able to call them and they're going to come out and fix you right away. They're not going to give you temporary air conditioning. They're not going to come out in the middle of the night. They're not going to come out on a holiday. They're not going to do any of those things. So how many times have I heard, and Eric, I mean this, in the last, month, I've heard it 2 or 3 times. There's, different brands and different big box stores. All I tell people is buyer beware. You get exactly what you pay for.
Yeah.
And when the warranty is only as good as the company that gives it to you. And if you don't have a warranty.
So ask the questions, I guess.
Yes.
Ask more questions.
Ask.
Be an informed buyer. I mean, just don't be ignorant. See the ultimate dollar signs, because what you think you're saving, you may not be saving in the long run.
Well, we've had some people, they say, well, my motor's out. I say, okay, I can get you the motor warranty. I'll call them. I can get a Carrier, Lennox, Train. Doesn't matter the brand. I call them. I get it warranted for them. But I've got to get paid labor, and so does anybody else, because we didn't install it. Yeah. And so you may spend $400 or $500 on a brand new system that you just paid for to have a warranty.
And that $800 savings you had up front is now
gone.
Dipped into it.
Oh yeah, it's pretty well gone. Yeah. And you're angry because you waited. You try to get it through the big box store, and you've been waiting for weeks for somebody to come out, and it's hot and humid, and right now the humidity is so high here. Yeah. People even say to me, I can open the windows and I have a breeze, but I sit here just sweating. And it hasn't even been hot.
Right. Well, all that moisture, all that rain that we got. Oh, before we close out, you have an employment opportunity. So listen up for those who are qualified and are looking for a job right now.
And we're truly looking for licensed. Now, make sure this is a key, because we're getting a lot of people apply.
Okay.
But it's licensed heating and air people. We want someone that has a license. Now, if you're an apprentice, if you're somebody who is just starting out, we will help you get a license. To be able to work with us. That's the starting guy. But when you are, and I thought maybe I wasn't explaining this well enough, because we've had a lot of people come in saying, I'm a journeyman, and okay, journeyman, you have to have a license, and you have to have training, and you have to have some experience, and you have to, there's more to it than just showing up. You really do have to do a little schooling, and we help you with that, and we help you get to there, starting out as an apprentice. But we're needing licensed journeymen. We have a backlog of units to put in that we need. We want to get to them faster than we've been able to. And right now we have 3 install crews, but we're trying to go to a 4th install crew. We have some of the best pay in the entire state, benefits, health insurance, retirement plans. We have it all. So if you're interested in coming and working for what I consider to be the best heating and air company in Southwest Oklahoma, or maybe even the state of Oklahoma, come apply. But we're really looking for licensed journeyman installers and service people on a daily basis. We like them clean cut. We'd like to have a person that we want to. If you wanted a person to come into grandma's house, or anyone's house for that matter, we want somebody that looks good and can represent the company well. So, but we are looking. Come in person, please. Don't call. We don't take them over the phone.
No phone calls, please.
No. And
We need to open that up for people want to get their
right.
heat and air stuff.
Right.
Yeah, gotcha. In person, and where do we go?
And you just go to 2012 Northwest Hoover,
Okay.
where our office is, and come in. We're there from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, and drop off your application or pick one up, and we'd be happy to see if we can't get you employed.
Okay. We talked about efficiency. We talked about financing, and that's pretty much wrapped up for all this Saturday's edition of the J&J Burke Home Show.
It goes by so fast.
It does. So, and sometimes we'll have some special guests sprinkled in. We hope that you enjoy your weekend. And, of course, for any heat and air question, if you want a free estimate, if you want to know about their plans that they have.
Yes. Call 1-800-AIR-REPAIR or 354-0330.
Okay. We'll see you next Saturday.
Same. Take
Hi,
care.
I'm Jay Burke from J&J Burke Heating and Air. At J&J Burke, we just combined the rebates from PSO and CenterPoint Energy to save